All right, good morning, everybody. Want to welcome everybody to our meeting. Today is May 19th, 8 o'clock in the morning. Call our meeting to order, and we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, do we have anyone online, Hannah? Okay. All right, welcome everybody. Thank you all for coming. Hope you all had a great weekend. Want to offer our condolences to Mr. Bennett, the loss of your father. He was definitely loved and a great man. Sorry.
And Valerie Cook's family too.
That's right, and Valerie Cook's family. She will be greatly missed here at the county and was definitely loved by many, and want to offer our condolences to her family as well. Moving forward, can we get a motion to approve our minutes from our meeting and work session held on May 5th?
Yeah, Chairman Mack, I'd like to move that we approve the minutes of the regular meeting and our work session held on May 5th of this year.
I will second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Can we get a motion to approve our demands and handwritten warrants?
So move, Mr. Chairman.
And I'll second that. And thank you, Julie, for sending those expenses that exceed $1,000. It's a great way to do a double check on expenditures. So thank you very much for assisting us and allowing us the convenience of reviewing it on our computer. So I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. We will now turn the time over to Manager Welker with he's going to represent the Sheriff's Department today.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Sheriff Allred was very apologetic. He was here earlier this morning and he forgot he had a doctor's appointment, so he asked if I'd cover for him. The request here is to spend a limited amount of funds from our RICO account. RICO stands for Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations. It's some funding, outside funding that we receive, and we use it as money to match another grant, which is our Drug, Gang, and Violent Crime Control Program grant. And this is to assist with, we're asking to assist with the purchase of some equipment for surveillance and other safety equipment. We're required to meet the requirements on these grants to spend a certain amount of money each year. There's about $25,000 amongst both these grants. before the end of the year right now, we need to spend about $10. So this isn't a lot, and that's why the request is a little vague, which is to purchase surveillance and/or other safety equipment. It'll be likely used to support the purchase of that equipment, and it may just be for batteries, flashlights, and some other minor items. So just a minor ask, but the sheriff is required to come to the board to spend those funds, and we want to make sure we make sure we meet all the obligations of the grant.
Thank you, Manager Welker. Board, any questions or concerns?
None here.
I would just, I would feel comfortable on behalf of all the board and our manager, express continued appreciation for the paperwork and the efforts that it takes to not only to write and obtain these grants, but then to track and report and be able to continue to receive these grants. And so the funding is very beneficial, but the effort is substantial. So I appreciate the efforts of the Sheriff's Office on that, as well as our County Attorney's Office.
Can we get a motion?
I'll go ahead and move that we approve the request to spend funds from RICO in support of Fund 138.
I will second that.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes. Thank you. I'll now turn the time over to Mindy with the Superior Court.
Good morning.
Morning.
This morning, I'm here to present an out-of-state travel scholarship for the 2025 Cross-Site Safe Babies Annual Conference. Brandy Lee, the dependency coordinator, has applied for a scholarship. She was awarded 2 travel scholarships to attend this conference. It's in Portland, Oregon in August 5th through 7th. Prevent Child Abuse Arizona will reimburse attendees individually for airfare and hotel, but in order for them to go, the county would have to agree to pay for any meals or ground transportation. I did try to get this covered with other funds, CASA and Court Improvement, Title IV-E, but they will not approve out-of-state travel. And so Brandy Lee did present a little breakdown of the costs. She anticipates the meals and the ground transportation per person to be about $442. We're not sure if Judge Ragland will be able to attend, so it might just be Brandy Lee. But I wanted to get this approved now so that she could tell them yes or no, we can accept your scholarship. So that's my request today, is that the board would allow her to accept that scholarship, to approve the out-of-state travel, and to obligate the county to pay for the meals and ground transportation.
Thank you, Mindy. Any questions or concerns from the board?
No, I think the cost of the food certainly is the benefits outweighs the cost of the food, so I don't see the reason not to approve this.
I did attach the itinerary, the agenda and stuff for you
Sure.
guys to look at.
And Chairman, it's important to sharpen the saw, and this is a good opportunity to associate, reconnect, and learn. And if it was Acapulco, but I'm in full support and appreciate Brandy's efforts.
I make a motion to, is that all you got, Paul?
Yes, sir.
Make a motion to approve the out-of-state travel to attend the 2025 Cross-Site Safe Babies in Portland.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now hear from Michael Bryce with our engineering department.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board,
Good morning.
Dustin, good morning. This is a request to accept a deed of dedication for right-of-way on Klondike Road from Mary Lee Hayden. This is relative to a CDBG project that was done a while ago. We were given funds to purchase this right away, and at the time, Ms. Hayden had just purchased the property, and she was hesitant to enter into this agreement. And so as time has passed and she's been in the property, she's now willing to execute the document and receive the funds due to her. So just need approval to go ahead and accept that right away from her.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Bryce. Any questions?
We certainly welcome any right away we can possibly get. And thank you, Michael, for staying on that and following up and getting it. That's great. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the right-of-way from the Aiden family, Mary Lee Aiden, for Klondike Road.
I will second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Michael. All right, now we will hear from the Colin with the Health Department.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
The Health Department is requesting approval of an amended IGA to the Sexually Transmitted Infection Investigation. This IGA amendment decreases funding from $25,583 to $23,615.
Well, it'd be,
I have no comment.
Mr. Chairman, it'd be nice if the the reduction in the money, the revenue, matched the reduction in the sexually transmitted infections. but I don't know if there's a correlation there. But this is a formality. It's just saying, hey, we're getting a little less money. We'll accept that. We'll amend it. Thank you for your work on that. And it's a small. It's 10% or so reduction, so that's not too bad. But even though this is not on the agenda, I'm going to use the point of executive privilege and thank you on behalf of the board for your diligence and your work on the emergency response during the fires. From all the feedback that I received, that the system that you had to work very diligently on was very effective and was more than timely. And thank you for that. And then the efforts of both of you and Brian, your department, as well as the Sheriff's Office and the Highway Department for responding to and working through that. So thank you very much.
Thank you for saying.
Go ahead and make a motion to approve the amendment on the sexually transmitted infections IGA.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Colin.
Thank you.
We'll now take this opportunity for the county manager, members of the board to present a brief summary of current events. And we'll start with Manager Welker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. We're going to have more time than we've had in the past for our work session later, so I'll save a lot of these updates for our work session. But I did want to double down on Vice Chairman David's comments on the fire. I appreciate the Health Department and the Sheriff's Office, Search and Rescue, the board, and so many others that spent a lot of time tracking that fire, a lot of time working on it. It was a pretty heavy lift there for a little bit. We had emergency cooling stations ready to go, thanks to Brian and Colin, and a lot of communication went very well. Jeff McCormies isn't here. I wish he was, so we could thank him publicly. I don't think he slept for about a week, running back and forth with that fire, knocking on doors. And Search and Rescue, same thing. They were boots on the ground the entire time, knocking doors and making sure people were safe. And and they did an amazing job protecting personal property. And so it got a little dicey there for a little bit. And we had some property owners that were in some immediate danger. But thanks to the state crews, thanks to Fort Thomas Fire, and the other Safford Thatcher Pima fire crews that responded, it was great to see the community come all together and work together collectively. Our fire breaks were tested. A couple of them didn't work. One did finally work at the end. But when you have a 300-foot fire break and a 500-foot tall flame, the math doesn't really work. So, and a 40-mile-an-hour wind, it jumped us a couple times. But we were very lucky to have the Eden Bridge go basically without harm, and that was thanks to those fire breaks that we were able to put in. It traveled under the bridge, but along very low vegetation, so it went unharmed. So I appreciate them, and I'd be negligent if I didn't thank Steve and Daniel and our highway department too. They were out all weekend, opening and closing roads, directing traffic, and helping out. So it was truly all hands on deck. So thank you, everyone. It went well as we could hope for. Just a couple project updates out at the fairgrounds. We have the DOC paving crew doing a very good job, working hard and getting very close to finishing up that first parking lot, and then moving to the east. We've been setting grade stakes and moving some dirt on that east parking lot as well. So we're seeing some good progress from that crew. Also out at the fairgrounds, we're working with Bowman on our fairgrounds master plan, and we should see some conceptual draft plans coming up in July. Motorola, so we've been talking with them a lot. We're at the 98% complete stage, and they're down this morning, and we've been communicating with them already to finish up the last of the tower equipment upgrades. And then there's some issues with clarity that they're supposed to be working through today. We've been holding weekly meetings with Motorola, also with the Safford Pima Thatcher fire chiefs and police chiefs, and of course our own sheriff's office. So we've been keeping everyone very much in the loop, but there are still some bugs that we're working out. We're hoping to see a lot of progress this week with Motorola, since they have guys boots on the ground this week trying to walk around the whole county with radios to figure out any holes that we still have. I want to thank the Board of Supervisors and all of our elected officials and department heads for their budget presentations. They went very well. We're working on putting all those together, and we'll have our first budget meeting with just the board on May 28th. So that's coming up here quickly. Lastly, I'll just point out the highway department, of course, is working on our chip seal throughout the county. We're done with Powerline Road, Ray Lane, Watson, and the central area. And we'll be doing our chip sealing Cottonwood Wash, Clough Ranch, and the Fort Thomas area here in the next 2 weeks. And we should be wrapping up in the next two to 3 weeks. So far so good. It's been a good chip seal season thus far. And with that, I'll save the rest of my updates for the work session. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Manager Welker. Vice Chairman David.
Thank you, Chairman. Couple busy weeks. In the May 8th, there was a day-long hearing that I had attended on behalf of the Arizona State Liquor Board, which I serve on, regarding the licensing for alcoholic beverages in theaters. That was very interesting and went longer than it should have. There was attended the ribbon cutting, and then the following week, on Monday, there was a Safford City Council meeting, and that was the 12th. They discussed coming very soon. They approved the final plans for a 336 house, very small house, housing development there just to the south of the high school on 14th Avenue. And one of the interesting things that they'll be doing is, unlike the Copper Canyon, they will not have any on-street parking because the roads are narrower than expected, and the congestion and the conflicts. And so that will be, they actually put a bond, the company has to come up with a bond to fund the homeowners association and the operation of that. Not to fund it, but to guarantee the operation, so that the city doesn't end up having to enforce the HOA rules. Then the following day, there were our health benefits meeting was well presented. There was a online webinar for fentanyl facts and how to assist the community with that. And the following day, there were I traveled to Phoenix for a number of meetings. Caught a local committee to end homelessness board meeting on the phone on the way, hands-free, of course. And then there was an eco meeting, Eastern Counties Organization, small counties meeting, and then and forum, and then the following day, executive committee and board meeting for County Supervisors Association. That day, there was a resource fair put on by the local committee to end homelessness there. The venue, the people there were kind enough to donate the use of the venue. I have not heard back, but there were a number of vendors, and I think they served lunch, and it's kind of just an opportunity to provide information for people who are at risk or are experiencing homelessness, and to provide resources and move them forward. And then Friday, there was an executive board meeting for SEGO that was held here, hosted by the city of Safford. Prior to that, there was in Bylas, the $17 million health. It was not even a clinic. It's like a little mini hospital. They have imaging, everything. $17 million ribbon cutting for that facility. And that is, it's a great improvement. Allow people to be treated there at home and not have to, travel the 23 miles to the Peridot. But our county, even though we don't receive the benefit of that construction, the county creates, there's an awful lot of people who commute there and work here and live here and commute and work there. So that there's a real benefit, and just having the synergy of another really good health resource. So that those projects are moving along well. And then there was let's see, I'm just about finished. I attended groundbreaking ceremony with Supervisor Howard. He spoke, as well as his wife, Darren Thatcher, for the credit union. He'll get a chance to report on that, and that's great. We will receive the benefits of improved property tax, and I guess there's another business going in, so those will hit the books sometime soon, and that'll be nice. And then and finish the week with attending the Memorial Walk and Mental Health Awareness Picnic there at the Discovery Park on Saturday. That's my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Vice Chairman. Supervisor Howard?
Yeah, I'll be short here. On the 6th, I attended the budget meetings here, of course. I apologize for not being there on the 7th. I had to travel to Phoenix for some medical reasons. And then on the 8th, I attended our LEPC meeting with Colin Hosett, and I appreciate what work you do on that, sir. And on the 14th, I attended the Freeport quarterly meeting that they had here, and kind of give the updates of what's going on in Freeport. The other entities had a chance to give brief updates on projects they were doing. Very interesting to hear about the future of Freeport and the future of our community. It's a booming place. And then on the 15th, I zoomed briefly in for our CSA. I had to skip part of that meeting as well on other appointments. Then on the 16th, as Paul mentioned, I was in Thatcher for the groundbreaking of the Southwest Credit Union. Gave a short little talk on it, but I'm just very excited about all the things that's coming in our community on different businesses. In Thatcher and Pima is really booming down there. The growth is exploding phenomenally. It's a great look for our community. We have a lot to offer everybody. And then I just want to say, again, echo what Dustin said about thanking our firefighters, our volunteers, our county for jumping in the way they did on the fire. I'm very thankful to be able to live in an incredible community like we live in, and the support that we have from everybody when we have small disasters like this. Could have been a large disaster, but everybody just jumps in, volunteers, feeding people, water for the firefighters. It's amazing. One last thing, I'd just like to offer my condolences public to you, sir, Mr. Scott Bennett, and your father's passing. Hearts with you. Prayers. That'll be the end of my report.
Thank you, Supervisor Howard. I attended some of the same things as the other supervisors, so I won't go over them again, but I too want to thank the firefighters and the first responders that came and fought our fire in the river, and mostly want to thank our community. It's always amazes me how well our community comes together in a time of a crisis or needs, and just want to really thank our community for stepping up, and also want to thank all the department heads for coming prepared to our budget hearings and how well they went. Appreciate everybody and the time that they put into that. And that'll be the end of my report. We'll close our regular meeting now and go into a public hearing. And I will turn the time over to Manager Welker for that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. This is the third public hearing that we've had for our CDBG money, which is Community Development Block Grant. Just as a reminder, these are funds that come from our local COG, SEGO, Safford, Thatcher, Pima, and the county. We all take turns every 4 years receiving these monies. This year, it is around $291,000. There's requirements that come with these funds, of course. They're distributed through the HUD organization. And we've listed several projects, and based on the feedback and work sessions from the board and the different analyses that we've done on these projects, we've provided for you a resolution this morning, resolution number 2025-06. And the resolution would state that the projects that we would do would be Graham County Fairgrounds sidewalks and ADA improvements from parking areas. So these would be sidewalks that would go throughout the park. The one specific area we'd start with is around the duck pond. It'd provide a nice ADA sidewalk surface that someone could walk around the park on and have access to that parking lot in the northeast corner of the park. There would be hopefully enough funds to do more sidewalks than that, and this correlates with our Fairgrounds Master Plan, where we'd be designing and showing where those sidewalks would go, and the plan would be basically take that $291,000 and build as many sidewalks and ADA parking areas as we could. And that would be the next step, is to present that plan to SEGO to move forward. So that's our recommendation and proposal for this resolution to move forward with this program.
Thank you, Manager Welker. Board, any questions or concerns?
No, I think it's a great project to continue our development of the fairgrounds and the park out there. It's amazing when you go out to the park out there, how many people really utilizes our parks. you just don't realize the value of the fairgrounds that we offer to the citizens of Graham County. And this will just solidify how we're working towards making it better. So I appreciate your work on this, Dustin.
Yeah, and I would just add that we take for granted their blessings of mobility and being able to go wherever we want to go. And that's not the case for some people, especially not just for people who are developmentally disabled or who have challenges from birth, but as our population ages, we see more and more people with these little mobility scooters, and it's nice to think ahead of people parking in the parking lot and getting out and being able to catch a little cool breeze from the water and see some of the wildlife and things like that. So that really is, I think, with Dustin's guidance, really does match the guidelines, probably the best of all the projects that we've considered. So I'm definitely in favor.
Great. Can we get a motion?
Sure, make a motion to approve resolution 2025-06. That is for the funding of the CDBG program funds.
And I'm pleased to second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. We will now close our public hearing.
Mr. Chairman, was there anything from the public on that? We spoke, but was there anyone that? Nope. Before we close it? Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
I just didn't want to have someone say, hey, you never asked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll close our public hearing now, and we actually have 2 calls to the public today, and I would like to start with Jean Roof.
Good morning, Manager Walker and Board of Supervisors. This is, as you may know, I know you can't respond to me, and please don't because I'm your civil lawyer, but I just wanted to come and say thank you. This is my last board meeting. My last day will be May 29th, and I've really enjoyed working with all of my client representatives at the county and feel I've grown a great deal, and I appreciate my time here and the opportunity to work here. So I just wanted to say thank you since this is my last board meeting.
Thank you, Jean.
Definitely, thank you. We appreciate you and your time here. All right, now turn the time over to Scott Bennett.
Excuse me. Thank you so much. I'm coming here as a member of the public and a resident of Graham County, and not my role as county attorney. I hope that you will indulge me. Some could argue that this may not be an appropriate use of time, but I think it's important that the public know and understand the caliber of people that we have working here in Graham County, and those that are sitting right up there on the stand that have been elected and hired to represent us. As the board was kind enough to point out, I recently lost my dad, Larson Bennett, and I just wanted to stand and publicly thank the wonderful and kind people that work for this county that reached out, not because they had to or because there was a professional obligation, but because they are kind and good people. I'm happy to report that every single person sitting on the stand was kind enough to reach out to me and my family. And on behalf of my mom, Cleus Bennett, I wanted to recognize that and offer my most sincere and profound gratitude for that kindness. Not only did the entirety of the Board of Supervisors and our county manager reach out, again, outside of work hours in a personal capacity to me, but I had a similar kindness extended by multiple elected officials and county employees. I just have to, in addition to the Board of Supervisors and county manager, wanted to point out the Sheriff's Department, and specifically Jeff McCormies, who took a very personal interest in me and my family, and helped facilitate our funeral services, along with the Safford Police Department and Thatcher Police Department and multiple deputies. I had very, very kind words extended from the Superior Court, the Justice Court. The clerk of the court actually even brought us over pizza the other night after the funeral. She's just like, you guys don't need to deal with food, and here's pizza. I mean, and that came from multiple people. Anyway, everyone in the county was so kind, and I just could not let the moment pass without offering my personal, profound gratitude for that kindness and that sympathy. But also, I think it's important, once again, that the public knows the caliber of people that they have and that they've entrusted their county government with. So I offer this, again, not only for my thanks, but in recognition of the greatness that we have in Graham County. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, Scott. Okay, we will now close our regular meeting, and the board will go into executive.
Motion to go into.
Yeah. Can we get a motion to go into executive session?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
And I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Welcome everybody back. Thank you for your patience. Could we get a motion to end our executive session and go back into our regular meeting?
So moved.
Seconded?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. If there's nothing else, we will adjourn our regular board meeting. Thank everybody for coming today.